Hi, everyone. Welcome to Leisrealtalk. Hi, I'm actually doing this live stream from Taiwan. I'm in a hotel room. I hope the internet speed is good enough for this live stream. All right. The weather is really warm out. It's sunny, warm, and humid, but it's nice to be here. All right. So let's get started. Can you guys hear me all right? Because I have a different setup. I'm doing this on my laptop with an earphone. I hope people can hear me all right. Woohoo, Taiwan. Yes, yes. Okay. All right. So can you guys hear me all right? Yeah? Okay. No complaints? Okay, looking good. All right, good. All right, we have since this is sort of and I shouldn't say it's a vacation, but it's kind of a semi-vacation for me. So let's just talk about something. And it's Sunday evening, right, for most of you. So let's do a little, let's be a little lighthearted and talk about some rumors. Although we're gonna talk about rumors, this channel is not focused on rumors. I think this discussion is important because as we talk about the information that people have dug up on the minister and his mistress, I think it does show us a very grim picture of China's infiltration. So I hope you don't just take this live stream as a talk on rumors. Well, we know China's Foreign Minister Qin Gang has been missing for 3 weeks. He's one of China's rising top diplomats who was promoted on a fast track. As the director of protocol office and later vice minister of foreign ministry, he organized diplomatic trips or diplomatic events for Xi Jinping and accompanied him on many foreign trips. Xi Jinping liked his talent and picked him to be China's ambassador to the United States in 2021 at a crucial time during Sino-US, during a crucial time when the relations was tense. I mean, it still is tense. Later, he promoted him to foreign minister. That was 18 months later. It was said that when Xi Jinping promoted Qin Gang to the minister of foreign ministry, he faced oppositions from within, but somehow he liked the guy and stuck with his decision. Compare Qin Gang to his predecessor, Wang Yi, who is known for his wolf warrior style. Qin appears to be a moderate and is more pragmatic. So his sudden disappearance after being in the job for only, a few months, seemed very odd, or at least very unusual, and has caused much speculations. He was last seen on June 25th when he met with some visiting diplomats in Beijing. Now, if he held other positions, we probably still wouldn't know his absence. Since his job is external relations, his absence is quickly noticed. China's foreign ministry was forced to announce his absence on July 11th and attributed to his health issues. So he is going to miss the Asian summit in Indonesia, and his predecessor, Wang Yi, would take his place to attend the summit. So first question first, is he really missing due to health reasons? Well, Beijing never discloses any information about its officials' health. By contributing Qin's absence to health issues, the authorities really made an exception for him. Some Hong Kong media reported that he got COVID. But now, if you think about it, 3 weeks seems to be a little long for someone at his age to recover from COVID. World leaders much older than him had recovered from COVID in much less time. And also, if he was indeed sick, Beijing wouldn't say much because their policy is they don't announce illness, right? So if he's really sick, and Beijing would just wait until he recovers and not say anything. If he is seriously sick, let's say is on his deathbed, then Beijing wouldn't say anything either. So the chances for him to be sick and then Beijing actually come out to acknowledge that is really small. The most obvious hint that suggests that he is not sick or he's not absent due to health reason was the performance of Foreign Ministry spokesperson Wang Wenbing's 16-second long pause of silence on July 14th when he was asked when Minister Qin would return to work by a foreign journalist. And the spokesman paused for 16 seconds while looking at his notes without answering, and then when he did answer, he said that he said he had no other information to add other than what he had said it, and then moved on to ask for the next question. So that tells me, I mean, if he was really sick for health, I mean, if he was really sick, then why was it so difficult for the spokesman to say anything, right? He could have said, well, we hope he's doing well, or anything. But the guy had a stern face and just looked at his notes and then chose not to say anything further. So very few people in China actually believe that Qin Gang is absent due to health reasons. Various rumors and speculations have been circulating. The most widespread one is his involvement in an extramarital affair with a Phoenix TV anchor, in which, the affair produced a son, or allegedly produced a son, who was born in the United States. There are also others who says that there are also others who say that his affair and the illegitimate son was known to Xi Jinping and the leadership, and was not the reason that he was sacked. And he was sacked because he got into conflicts with Xi Jinping due to their different views on international relations. And the affair is only an excuse used to bring him down. Now, we know that it's common practice that CCP officials have extramarital affairs or mistresses who are usually famous women, but they're rarely sacked due to that. One example is the former Politburo Standing Committee member, Zhang Gaoli, who became famous for his affair with the tennis star Peng Shuai. But we know that he didn't meet with any consequences from that scandal. So no one familiar with Chinese politics believes that Qin got into trouble because of having a mistress, because they all do. So our discussion is not based on what the rumors say or do not say. I think that by dissecting these rumors, we'll put things into perspective. The woman who's rumored to be Qin's mistress is no ordinary woman. She has established influence in the West far ahead of the minister did, with help from some mysterious forces behind her. So let's get started. Who is she? And more importantly, who could be behind her? Let's dive in. So let me share some pictures. My laptop screen is tiny, so I'm trying to juggle. Okay, I think this is, let's see. I think this, is that, oh, that's better. Here we go. Is this even better? That's even better. Okay. All right. So let's see, who is she? Well, she's from Chongqing. She studied at the Beijing Language and Culture University with a major in English language and literature, and later transferred to Beijing University. Now, the Beijing Language and Culture University was founded in 1962 as a higher education preparatory school for foreign-bound students. So in the beginning, it was a school set up to prepare young people that the CCP would want to send to study abroad. Of course, during the Cultural Revolution, they didn't send many to study abroad, but that was how the school was set up. Anyone familiar with China's higher education knows that it's very difficult for college students to transfer to China's top schools like the Beijing University or Tsinghua University unless you have some extraordinary connections, or the government has a need for you to transfer. But Miss Fu, who came from an ordinary family, was able to pull that one. Why? Well, because Miss Fu's future career requires her to graduate from a top school, a top university. And the person or the organization that was designing her career for her saw this need already. And as soon as Miss Fu graduated from Beijing University, she attended the Churchill College at Cambridge University in the UK. That's in 2006. First studying education and then philosophy. And she obtained a master's degree in just 1 year and graduated in 2007. Upon graduation, she joined Phoenix TV in Hong Kong. And in 2009, and immediately became the chief reporter and bureau chief, or the head reporter and bureau chief of Phoenix TV in London. In 2014, she became the host of the TV program called, I'm just translating it, it's called Dialogue with the, I shouldn't say the rich and famous, Dialogue with the movers and the shakers. And basically, it's a TV program that features interviews with dignitaries from around the world. Now, Phoenix TV is no ordinary TV network. It's known to be connected to the PLA and is believed to be a state intelligence, or is linked to the state intelligence organization. It was founded by a former PLA officer who is also a political instructor within the Chinese military. His name is Liu Changle. The media outlet is based in Hong Kong and is known as the second CCTV, right? Because you have a CCTV inside China. So Phoenix TV is the CCTV, the official state TV network based outside China. In 2013, a Sina.com authenticated account, it's called Shenzhen Huijian Network Technology Corporation Limited. This account, this social media or Weibo account, broke the news on Weibo saying that Phoenix Media has countless ties with the CCP leadership, and that its Miss China global pageant was to recruit beautiful women as mistresses for the rich and famous men in China, many of whom are princelings and CCP officials. Former Taiwanese Phoenix TV host Zheng Peifang reviewed in her blog as early as 2001 that there's a secret or hidden rule at Phoenix TV, that is, new TV hosts must sleep with some VIPs if they want to get the job. Ms. Zheng said that Phoenix is not a Hong Kong media organization, and because all of its leadership personnel is from the mainland China, and they're run like a Chinese organization. By the way, this Taiwanese host was so stressed out at the TV network that she attempted to commit suicide. I think it was around 2001, but it was not successful. So, of the many beautiful women working at Phoenix TV who were or have been or are doing important work for the CCP, Ms. Fu Xiaotian certainly stood out from the crowd. All right, let me see. Do I have more pictures to show her? I think I should do. Okay, here we go. She is special. In 2016, less than 10 years after she graduated from the Oxford University Churchill College, her alma mater, the University of Cambridge, dedicated a garden in her name, and it's called the Xiaotian Garden. And she was only in her early 30s then. In a speech given by the Chinese consul who attended the ceremony, the consul said that Ms. Fu was a benefactor to the college. Now, I don't know how much money you need to donate in order to have a garden named after you at these prestigious higher education institutions. But I think it would be at least in the millions, if not tens of millions of dollars or pounds. But the question is, where does she have all the money after having worked as a TV anchor only for a few years? Her parents are ordinary people and are not wealthy. So there must be someone powerful who supported her. But her fame didn't stop here. Let me show you more pictures. So that was the picture at the garden. This one is in 2017. In 2017, she was awarded Italy's Knight of the Order of the Star at the Italian Embassy in Beijing in recognition of her contribution to strengthening bilateral relations between the two countries. Well, this Knight of the Order of the Star is a title nominated by the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and conferred by the President of the Republic. The history of awarding foreigners with this title dates back to 1947, and it's used to honor people who have made outstanding contributions to Italy. So let me show you a bit. It actually happened on her birthday, by the way. So here are some famous people who previously got the honor. So former recipients of the awards include the President of Argentina, the Prime Minister of Bulgaria, the Princess of Monaco, the former President of Italy, and Frank Sinatra, one of the most famous American pop singers of the 20th century. So Fu Xiaotian is by far the youngest recipient of this medal. And the day she was honored was her birthday. A group of people, including the Italian ambassador to China, surrounded her to celebrate her birthday, which made people feel that this medal was a gift prepared for her birthday. It was more like a birthday gift. So here's the birthday cake. Here's the birthday cake. I think that the man is the Italian ambassador to China at the time, and she attended. Here you have to her left are her parents, who appeared like ordinary Chinese to me. They don't strike me as someone with all the money to buy her all the influence. And the man stood on the far left in the picture is Liu Changle, the founder of the Phoenix TV. Yeah. Right. So that must be a very expensive birthday gift. Who would be behind her? I think Mr. Liu Changle, the founder of Phoenix TV, and the VIP men that he serviced must have footed the bill. After all, Ms. Fu was a well-educated woman with credential as a journalist. And this is very important to the CCP because what she can do to help the regime far transcends what a normal diplomats can do. So below is an excerpt of Ms. Fu's speech when she accepted the award. Let me just read that to you. In the past few years, thanks to the Italian embassy, I had the honor of interviewing Italian President Mattarella, Italian Prime Minister, then Foreign Minister Gentiloni. I'm sorry if I mispronounce these names because these names were translated by Google Translate. So I don't know if if the software picked up these Italian names correctly. So I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right or the names were wrong. So she had interviewed former Italian president, former Italian prime minister, two former Italian prime ministers, who is now the leader of the ruling party. Renzi is his name, or was his name. And then Italian Minister of Culture and Tourism. And then she said, I was deeply impressed by their open-mindedness, their courage in facing challenges, their love and dedication to Italy, and their desire to maintain friendly relations with China. Now, it's widely known that many of the journalists CCP sent to foreign countries are undercover agents. I don't know if you would agree with me. My guess is that Ms. Fu has played an extremely important role in Sino-Italy relations or Sino-Italian relations. She has contributed to the bilateral relations more than other diplomats could have done because she's a beautiful woman with resources supported by a government. She could conquer men who were otherwise difficult to conquer or convince. And her contribution to China could be enormous. And she may be the reason why Italy is the only G7 country that signed up for Xi Jinping's Belt and Road Initiative. I'm not saying this purely as speculation. Let me talk about another famous man who she interviewed. Okay, so you might have recognized this guy in the pictures, I should say. Where am I? Okay, so there is another head of state who is rumored to have been involved with Ms. Fu, and the affair has caused his sudden resignation. Former New Zealand Prime Minister John Key, or Sir John Key's sudden resignation in December 2016 shocked his country. There were rumors at the time that he had an affair, but he denied it. And no names were given by New Zealand press or the Western press. I think they were protecting him. Guess who interviewed him? Well, Fu Xiaotian. The interview took place in May 2016, about six and a half or maybe less than 7 months before John Key suddenly resigned. And when he resigned, it was on the grounds of returning to his family. And the reason why I'm saying this is in 2018, the Beijing Spring magazine, Beijing Zhichun, which is a publication by pro-democracy Chinese activists who are based outside China. It's a very famous publication. And that publication had an article saying that John Key had to resign because he discovered that he might have been compromised by Ms. Fu or Fu Xiaotian. And Ms. Fu indirectly confirmed his involvement somehow with John Key. How? Well, around the time of John Key's resignation, Fu deleted his interview with him from various media platforms, while her interviews with other dignitaries around the world all remained. So here's the question. Why did she delete the video, her interview with John Key, if she had nothing to do with him? Why did she delete his video? Right? Now you have an idea why I say Ms. Fu is no ordinary woman. The next question is, well, so how did she get involved with the minister Qin Gang, and why Qin Gang is being investigated because of her? Well, guess what? Same answer. She interviewed him. Here are some pictures taken from the interview, and let me show you the pictures. Oh, this is the picture of the interview. I'll show you these pictures. Hold on, let me. Sorry. And it was taking place in March 2022 in Washington, D.C. And the chemistry, these are pictures taken from the final video that was released by Phoenix TV. The chemistry displayed between the two, I think, is more than the chemistry that you would expect between a host and her guest. There's something going on between the two. So that was the interview. Now let me give you a little bit of the chronological order of the events. So Qin came to Minister Qin Gang became China's ambassador to the U.S. at the end of July 2021. The interview was conducted on March 21st, 2022. Fu's son was born a month later at the end of November 2022. And in the following months, in December 2022, Qin became the foreign minister of China. The two had been involved before the interviews. Although Ms. Fu had never said who the father of her baby was, she has been revealing her relations with Qin in social medias here and there. So on March 12th, the day Qin Gang became a state council, Fu declared that the father of her son was not an American and cheered. So that was on March 12th. That was the day when the two sessions, I think it was the end of the two sessions. So Ms. Fu declared that the father of her son was not an American and cheered the completion of the two sessions. And on the eve of Qin Gang's, the minister's birthday, Fu wrote on Weibo, she said, "Papa went off on a mission." Here we go. That was on the eve of his birthday, and said Papa went off on a mission and didn't have time to celebrate his birthday. Guess where the baby's Papa was? Well, I should say Qin Gang's birthday is March the 19th. So this was posted on March the 18th. And on the 19th, Qin Gang was accompanied Xi Jinping on his trip to Russia. And then on his birthday, the following day, the 19th, she wrote this long post wishing somebody important to her a happy birthday without making it clear who that person was. So Chinese netizens pulled all this information and they're saying that, she's giving hints here and there, implying that the baby's father was the minister. And then on April 11th, she brought the son and left LA and has since disappeared. So that was her last post on April 11th. And she said, I flew on the same plane a year ago to interview the ambassador a year ago, to fly to DC a year ago to interview the ambassador, her lover, and then, or her alleged lover, shall we say. And then she said, a year later, I'm flying the same plane to go to some place. She didn't say where, but the difference is that this time, baby's son, Erking, is with me. So that message again made many people suspect that the father, the father is the minister, the foreign minister of China. And people were saying that she was obviously flying a private jet. And she also posted the picture of the jet in her post. And so she has not posted anything since that day. So that's the day she returned to China. And she has not made any noises or been seen anywhere. And this is also a post she posted. This is obviously her Los Angeles home or California home. And somebody found that this home is a rental home in Newport Coast, California. And the day after she left, which is April the 12th, this mansion went on the rental market and was listed for $60,000 a month as a rental property. So while these people obviously live, more than luxuriously, I mean, you wonder, think about, so many Chinese citizens are so poor, they're struggling, so many young people don't have a job, and the rural population is suffering, and then yet these Chinese diplomats, are spending these exorbitant amount of money on their mistress. And look at where she lives. It's a rental property that requires $60,000 a month, and she's flying private jet from LA to Washington, D.C. to do her job, to interview an ambassador. I wonder who pays all that money. All right, now let's get back to business. Let's talk about the question. So how could she have possibly compromised the minister, the man who she seems to love? There are several versions of the rumors. First is that she is a double agent working for both the CCP and another foreign agency. There's no proof, but people are just suspecting that. And the second, this rumor has dominated the internet, which I really, question, because there's no support, no subs. I really, if the CCP has allowed her to live such a good life, then why would she, you know, take money from a foreign government and risk everything? I have questions about that rumor. And the second thing that I think is more credible is she's suspected to have been involved in some sort of anti-Xi activity, anti-Xi Jinping activities. But both of these suspicions could cause big troubles for the father of her child, the minister. Now, here, I need to tell you a little bit about the political affiliation of Phoenix Media. It had always been a longtime supporter of former Chongqing Party Secretary Bo Xilai, aka Xi Jinping's, the man who had the political ambition to remove Xi Jinping in a coup d'état, and then and get himself that Xi Jinping's job. So remember, Bo Xilai is Jiang Zemin's chosen heir, but he didn't get the job, so he was planning a coup to get rid of Xi Jinping, and eventually Xi Jinping locked him up in prison, right? So this TV network, Phoenix Media, has always been a supporter of Bo Xilai, and is being perceived as a mouthpiece for the Jiang Zemin faction. After Bo Xilai, got himself into trouble, being investigated in 2012, the founder of Phoenix, Liu Changle, tried to pledge allegiance to Xi Jinping. But whether or not that was well received is another question. Whether or not Xi Jinping trusted him is hard to say. So what we know is in February of 2021, Phoenix TV had major personnel changes in its management. Liu Changle and his family members had completely withdrawn from the company's management team. And the positions that he used to hold, chairman of the board and CEO, were transferred to two people. One is the former party secretary of Shanghai Academy of Social Sciences, and a former deputy director of the CCTV. So these two individuals, who have very strong connections, who are party members and who basically are CCP officials, took over the Phoenix Media, and the Liu family, is completely out. Not only that, a few months later, some Chinese media reported that an investigation team was sent to Hong Kong to investigate Phoenix Media, and Liu Changle was put under 24-hour surveillance. Now, this might have affected Ms. Fu's career. So if you look at her career at Phoenix, it was pre-Xi Jinping's time. So the VIP men, it could be a series of men. It may not be one man. It could be a number of them, right? So the VIP men who supported her throughout her education, at the Beijing University, and then at Oxford, and then at Phoenix TV, getting her all the awards and recognitions, were obviously, it's very obvious that they belong to the faction before Xi Jinping's time. So they belong to the Jiang Zemin faction. So this could mean danger for Ms. Fu. And I think many people believe that could be the reason why she desperately needed to find a new man who is politically strong, who is politically close to Xi Jinping, as her support. And that's why she set her eye on the new minister, because the minister is highly favored, is well trusted and liked by Xi Jinping. So she set her eyes on the new minister. Now, why am I saying this is recently, only a few weeks ago, another famous Chinese woman who had the same career path as Miss Fu is, you probably know, she's more famous than Miss Fu. Her name is Yang Lan. There she is. She went to Beijing, I think, language university. And then immediately after graduation, she went to Columbia University and got her master's degree in media, in journalism. And then similarly, she immediately after her graduation, she went to work at the Phoenix TV station. But she got married. She married a man. His name is Bruno Wu. Many people in the Chinese community believes that the couple is affiliated with Chinese intelligence services. So this woman is also in trouble recently. Just a few weeks ago, her assets are being frozen by the authorities, and it sounds like she is into trouble. So the timing is in sync. Now, this woman is obviously, her rise to the top, her rise to her stardom was earlier than Miss Fu, and is absolutely tied to the Jiang Zemin faction, to Xi Jinping's enemies. And it just shows you that Xi Jinping is taking down these media assets that have a strong connections to the West and are also closely affiliated with Xi Jinping's political enemy. And Xi Jinping is, I think, very nervous about their existence. Think about these women. I mean, they know a lot of these Western dignitaries, right? They're probably more persuasive than the minister. I mean, she may be more persuasive. Her influence in the West could be bigger than the minister. So, I mean, there's Xi Jinping, and then the people behind her was obviously, affiliated with Xi Jinping's political enemy. So he is obviously taking these people down. So Xi Jinping's foreign minister has a mistress who might be tied to some anti-Xi forces, or even may be compromised by foreign intelligence, isn't sitting well with the Chinese leader. And Xi Jinping is actively investigating into both of them. So we're not saying that the career of the career of the minister is over, but it depends on what he finds. If the minister comes out clean, and the problem is the woman, he might be given another chance, but it's hard. If he has indeed been compromised, or according to Xi Jinping, if he is compromised, his career is over. But Xi Jinping may not let him disappear completely. So he may let him come back for a short period of time to save his own face, because after all, he backed him up. He was the one who picked him. So Xi Jinping may let him come back to play the role for a short period of time and then get rid of him after that. There's also another rumor that said that Xi Jinping and the minister got into arguments over foreign policies, and that they don't see eye to eye. And Xi Jinping is reprimanded the minister is reprimanded by Xi Jinping, and the way he does that is by letting his affair with the woman be open in public. I doubt this, because, having been involved in CCP politics for decades, the minister is highly aware of the risk for him to get into an argument with Xi Jinping. So I think the chances of that is less likely. Regardless of what the scenario is, we know that the CCP household is having some serious internal crisis due to political power struggles. And let's wait and see what will happen next. I think we should probably find out in a week or so whether the minister will appear or not. Okay, so that should be all for today. And I hope this is interesting. Let me see. Alrighty, so I will not take any questions today because I have something else lined up for me. But I thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Okay? All right. Bye.